So this is going to be a little series on just the absolute basics of handling a deck of cards. And when I say basics, I don't mean boring stuff. I mean like the things that every single move in card magic is built on. There's a ton of sleights out there from spreads, cuts, shuffles, controls, breaks. But almost all of it relies on the same general foundations. And once these feel right, everything else just becomes much easier to learn. Before we even get into how to hold a deck, let's talk about the cards themselves. Because the deck you use actually makes a huge difference when you're learning this stuff. Alright, so I've got just a few different kinds of cards that I'm going to talk about for a second. And keep in mind, this doesn't represent all types of playing cards, but I do feel like I can kind of give a general idea. So first, these right here, these came out of like a poker chip set. And these are like cheap cards. They're like the kinds you'll find in dollar stores and pharmacies and things like that. They are paper, but they've got like this thick, like glossy coating on them. And they're flimsy. And they bend super easily. And some people like this kind of card because of the fact that they can bend back into shape. Like if you put a bend in one of these cards, because they're so flimsy, it's easy to unbend it. But they just don't spread well. They clump weird. They don't break in very well. And I just overall wouldn't recommend using a plastic card. Or a plastic coated card rather. Here I've got aviators. These are actually made by the same company that makes Bicycle. These are actually decent quality, even though they are kind of like a plastic blend with a smooth finish. They're not fully plastic, but they're not normal paper either. They are a little bit stiffer. They're a little slicker. And they do handle differently from regular bicycles. They're not bad cards. They're just not ideal for learning sleights. But as far as plastic cards, these are going to be the higher quality plastic cards, even though I don't recommend them. These I just threw in just because these are Bicycle Prestige. These are fully plastic cards. They're waterproof. I imagine if you bent it really good, it probably would hold that bend in a really nasty way, so maybe you wouldn't want to do that. These overall aren't also that good for practicing card sleights, but you can find other similar cards. Like I know there's those clear ones out there. There's also like cards with like metal finishes on them, things like that. Overall, they're not that great. Like if you're doing Pharaohs, they're premium cards. They're just not for sleight of hand, right? And then you got regular bicycles. They're just regular paper cards with like a nice air cushion texture finish. These are what most magicians use. They're what I recommend for learning. They break in nicely. They spread consistently. They feel really good. I really don't have anything bad to say about just a good deck of bicycles, and that's what I'll be using for the rest of this series. Alright, so let's start with the way you actually hold the deck. This is the grip you're going to use probably more than anything else, whether you're dealing, spreading, catching breaks, squaring up. All of it starts here. A lot of beginners hold the deck like they're afraid it's going to fall or like they're trying to crush it. Both of those things make everything harder. What you want is a grip that's stable but not tense. The deck should feel like it's resting in your hand, not being squeezed by it. So you're not trying to like clamp the cards, you're just kind of like guiding them. Think of this grip as like home base. If the deck feels comfortable here, everything else you learn later is going to feel more natural. But basically it's just thumb on the left here, the index is kind of curled on the top, middle and ring finger on the right, and pinky just kind of near the bottom corner. And like the rest of the deck's kind of just resting in my palm here. These fingers are just kind of like a guide, right? And don't squeeze it. Just think like secure but relaxed. So let's talk about the grip that you'd use when you actually want to pick up packets, or anytime you're cutting the deck, or doing swing cuts or things of that nature. It can get a little bit awkward because if you're trying to grab the cards instead of lifting them, or you're trying to pinch the packet or like claw at it, you can end up with like collapsed cuts and things like that. Basically, your thumb's going to go on the bottom of the deck. This is if you're going to do a full deck Biddle grip, but your thumb's going on the bottom, and basically just your ring finger and your middle finger are just going on the top here. I try to keep them more towards the outside of the packet, going that way. This way, if I want to go into like a swing cut, I have my index finger available to pinch off a portion of cards and swing cut it. As you get better, you can actually just use even two fingers, like just the middle finger and the thumb here, and do your swing cuts. But I recommend starting out, like I said, use the ring finger and the middle finger towards the edge with the thumb down here, and just that's basically what Biddle grip is, just this. So pretty much every move you've ever seen, spreads, cuts, shuffles, breaks, all of it's built on these two grips, mechanics grip and the Biddle grip. If you're spreading the cards and they're clumpy or uneven, that's usually a grip issue. If you're doing a swing cut and it collapses, it's a grip issue. If holding a break feels hard, mechanics grip, proper mechanics grip fixes that. These basics are just the foundation. Everything else is variations, refinements, or just little adjustments built on top of this. Common mistakes, the death grip, squeezing it too hard. Make sure that your hand is relaxed. Same thing with the Biddle grip. You don't have to squeeze it too hard. The floating pinky, whenever you're in mechanics grip, until you have really good control of these cards, make a conscious effort to keep your pinky down here. That's going to really help stabilize it. Don't tilt the deck too far back, because then you have gravity working against you, especially if you can't reach your finger around to the back. Some people immediately don't have the flexibility to do this, so angle is definitely important too. Fix these and suddenly the deck will start feeling a lot more natural. So now you've got the two main grips that basically everything else is built on. In the next episode, we'll start moving cards. We'll start dealing, lifting packets, spreading, all the stuff that actually makes you feel like you know what you're doing. And once these basics feel good, the rest of card magic just becomes way easier.